Howdy y'all, and welcome back to I Am Abled Because I Am is Able. So, I'm back home. There's a lot of stuff that happened on the trip, predominantly a lot of pain. So, I thought I would try and make this video as kind of a cap on what happened, let you know how things went, but also let you know how things are kind of progressing for me after that. So here we go. Sorry, by the way, that none of my last few videos had a little pre-thing, but I just kind of wanted to do things while I was there very quickly. So here we go. How did the trip go? Well, first of all, the flights were okay. I would say the first chunk of the flight there was tiring, but okay, until about the last 15 minutes, and suddenly I just was in a whole lot of pain, and it was a rough night, and a really rough next day. The actual time there was spent with a whole lot of rest and a whole lot of time in pain and in medication, but I'm still really grateful for a lot of things that did happen that were super blessed, and I'm very grateful for. So, what does this mean looking forward? Oh yes, and the flight back. How did that go? Well, the flight back was a little bit easier. I really don't know why. It just was. Still was difficult. I would say the hardest part was actually TSA though. TSA people were awesome. Nothing against them whatsoever. They were sweethearts. Unfortunately, I happened to be the poor person going through right when things were malfunctioning. And I wore a sweater with metallic threads. By the way, little heads up for y'all, if your shirt has or sweater or scarf or hat has any kind of metallic threads, just don't wear it. When you go through the TSA check, they'll tell you it'll be fine. It's not. And it's a pain. So yeah, I need to remember that next time instead of remembering as I'm about to go through the metal detectors. Yeah. Anyhow, so how did the rest of the time go? I was super grateful for aquatherapy. What that means is time in the whirlpool, which they had at this hotel. Thank you, Lord. And time in the pool where I was able to walk and float without the pressure of anything pushing on me from below or gravity pressing down on me. So that was a huge help in my recovery from some of the hardest times. My parents were also super awesome. I think one of my biggest takeaways from this right now is that what travel looked like before my fall. It included taking care of my legs and my back because I have had pins in my hip. So I had pain issues, but it would be okay. And by the time I got there after rest, basically the rest of the trip looked a lot like this. It looked like a whole lot of adventure or excursions or time with family with a little rest thrown in. What travel looks like now, at least what it looked like this week, was a whole lot of rest with a little bit of adventure thrown in. And by adventure, I mean like a trip to the restaurant or a 30-minute trip to see something that we wanted to see, and checking in almost every 10 minutes to make sure I was still okay because we might have to go back to the hotel right away. So yeah. Now what does this mean looking forward? Honestly, I don't know yet. I have an appointment with the neurologist tomorrow, and I have a whole lot to talk about with her. I'm praying that this appointment goes well. I'm not sure what exactly that looks like either. I don't know what I want from this appointment. Honestly, every doctor's appointment with a new doctor with new things is actually pretty scary because part of you really, really wants answers. Okay, I'll just say me right now. Part of me really, really, really wants answers. I want to feel better. I want to have some of these debilitating things taken away. And then the other part of me is really scared for answers, because what if it's bad news or worse news? Or what if it's news that nothing is going to change and it's only going to get worse? This is what life with chronic pain and seeing new doctors feels like. I'm just letting you in on a little piece here. It reminds me a lot of the saying, it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I don't necessarily agree with that in its actual entirety of a literal statement, but it feels that way sometimes when you're dealing with chronic pain stuff and new doctors and new diagnoses. It's really scary because you don't know what exactly you want from that. I don't, anyways. I truly don't know what I want from tomorrow. There could be a lot of things that could be said tomorrow. One could be, there is absolutely nothing we can do for you. This is your life now. Another could be, oh, by the way, you have this really scary thing and we can't really do anything for you, but it's only going to get worse. And another thing could be, well, good news, bad news here. We can do something for you, but it means surgery on your spine. Do you know how terrifying that thought is? Okay, anyways, that's not the trip, I know, but I kind of wanted to let you in on my thought process right now. By the time you see this, I would have already seen the doctor, but I don't know when or if I will be updating you on how exactly that went, because honestly, it's super personal, super hard to talk about sometimes, especially if anything doesn't go as I would have hoped. So yeah, I started this blog to be honest about my journey of recovery, and this is me being honest. The trip didn't go very well, but it also went really well. It's kind of hard. I mean, I don't know. The good thing is I really am blessed that we were able to spend time with my nephew and my niece and my brother, and I'm grateful that we were able to go on the trip as a family, all three of us, so that we could lift each other up. I'm grateful that I had church that I could stream from my hotel room, that I could rest, that my hotel had a whirlpool and a pool, that TSA was amazing, that the people in the wheelchairs, we got a wheelchair assistant to and from the gates, was amazing. They were all amazing. Even our stewardesses, I loved all of them. I even talked about knitting with our last stewardess. Really, there were wonderful things. It was just really, really painful and kind of scary. So there you go. That's how the trip went. I don't know when I'll have another one, or if, or what's going on from here. Frankly, tomorrow is going to probably tell me a lot more. Or not. I don't know. So here I go. That's life. Ciao for now. Bye. Oh yeah, I don't really have any questions today. So there you go. Bye.